are watching Melody Lane. With me, you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Here's a shout out to a few of the people who support this channel on Patreon. Dawn, Lisa, Nicole, Denise, Deborah, Jeanette, Marie, Kim, Sarah, Kathy, Brenda, Debbie, Thomas, Kenneth, Susan, Barbara, Penny, Betty, Michelle, Wanda, Peggy, Sue, Mary, Andrea, Ann, Sandy, Peggy, Diane, Marilyn, Billy, Sue, Cindy, Judy, Christine, Natasha, Lisa, Sue, Kathy, Ruth, Jessica, Donna, Sharon, Amanda, Lisa, Tammy, Lori, and Kelly. A huge thank you to my co-sponsors. You guys are awesome. Good morning. Oh, that's the wrong button. There I am. Hey guys, welcome. We are live on Facebook. Good morning, Jan, on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. We do this every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's 8 a.m. Pacific, and other times in between. We are here today. I don't have anything planned. I'm answering questions live. So I can see your questions on Facebook and YouTube. But on Facebook, I don't have the option to scroll back and look in the software that I'm using, but I can on YouTube. When I'm using Design Space and showing you something, I can't read the chat at the same time. I got to look that way and this way, and I can't do 100 things at the same time. So I will have to go back and read questions. Jamie's going to message me some questions too that I may have missed. So I'm going to try to answer all your questions. And every Saturday morning, I also do a giveaway. Today, we're just doing a $15 gift card to Amazon or anywhere you want it for online, or $15 PayPal if you want that. It's anywhere in the world. You have to be live and you have to be on YouTube. I have Nightbot who is here, and he randomly chooses. It's the only random way for me to choose this. I think the fairest way to do this. So we're going to do that, and you have to chat in the chat on YouTube. We're not going to do it now. We're going to do it somewhere later on, maybe in the middle, maybe in the end. We'll see what happens. Bobby, you can go anywhere you want to go. If there's lots of people on Facebook, you don't have to be there. You can. Bobby is our channel cheerleader. He is amazing. And thank you, everybody else. If you ask a question in the chat, also look for the answer in the chat. I'm going to tell you, if you're watching this on the replay, read the chat, because there's so much information, because I have wonderful people who follow me, and I really appreciate them, and they answer the questions, especially if it's been asked before. All right, love to see you guys all here. I need some questions. First, we're going to go to Design Space because I want to show you something. Shout out to a few of the people who support this channel on Patreon. There we go. Did you guys see this card? I just have to share. I have this card. I think it's cut out when my assistants were working on it. And it's the most, I just love this card. Thank you, Cricut. This is a Make It Now project, or Ready to Make. I don't know, they keep changing the names. It is so amazing. Okay, look. It's a banana. Who doesn't love bananas? Or, they're funny, okay? I find you strangely. And then this is perforated. I don't know if you can see it, but it's perforated. And and look at the next picture. I find you strangely appealing. You rip it off and it says appealing. Isn't it cute? I just love it. Just had to share. Kathy's saying she's having problems with print and cut since the beta. I can't help with that. So I don't know how to help with that. call support. Support's not open on the weekends, but you guys, did you know that if you're a Cricut Access member, you get VIP treatment from member care? I got to refresh Nightbot. I don't know. He's supposed to be working. You get VIP care from Cricut. Did you know? I called Cricut the other day. Why did I call? I called for 2 reasons. I was missing something from my order. One of my orders, one of the items still said packaging. So I called Cricut support, and I had to, it asked me a few questions or whatever, and I had to click a number, and then it said, are you Access member? Click 1. I think it was 1. I don't know. Listen to the phone. And so I did that, and then I didn't even hear music. It went right away to somebody. This was 3:00 in the afternoon, and it went right to somebody and says, this is so-and-so. How can I help you? And so we fixed the product. And then my assistant could not get onto my Cricut Design Space under my account. She was putting in the correct password, and we kept checking that is the correct password, and it would not log her in on that computer over there. And so he fixed it in just a few minutes. Member care is amazing. So always see them. They're saying we're not seeing Nightbot, and I don't know why. Okay, maybe now try Nightbot. Okay, let's get to some questions. Okay, we have one question. Does the curve feature not always show up when working on a project? You guys can't see Design Space, can you? Design Space. Okay. And I want to tell you, this does not have a customize option, only the make it option. I think because if you change the size of things, maybe something won't work. I'm not really sure why it won't let you customize, but you can scroll down and get all the information. Okay. Let's go to new project. Replace what was there. I don't know what was there. So first off, you have to have text on your screen. Here's the curved. It's right here. You might see it say more. On some people, they're seeing if I were to shrink this down. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Okay, see, there it says more right here. If I click that, then the curve is under there. It depends on the size of your screen. And let's weld this. Okay, now when I click on this, none of the options, you cannot edit text once it's welded. If I undo, now I have the curve option. If I, can you attach it to nothing? If you attach it, you have nothing. You can't change it. Let's go back. Okay, now you do. Now, if I were to ungroup it, I cannot. Oh, I can, it just lets me, you can change the font of each letter. See where this box is? I don't know how you're going to curve one letter. Doesn't work. If I were to grab more, it doesn't work. You can't do that. If I were to group it back, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work that way. Okay, Mary Lou on Facebook is asking about tips on print and cut. I seem to have trouble when I'm making cards with envelopes, cards and envelopes. After it cuts the card and envelope outline, it also cuts out the image. Great question. A lot of people have trouble with this. Okay, let's say goodbye to the hello. Okay, we're going to make a card really quick. We're going to size it 8.5 for the width, 5.5 for the height. That is the average card size folded. Why am I clicking the wrong buttons? Oh, I'm zoomed in too. Okay, we're going to add an image. Circle, circle. Let's add this one. That's fun, right? Okay, we want this to print, and right now, this is in all these layers. It's not going to print. It's going to cut these out in different layers. You know how I know? Because if you click Make It, it shows it on all these different tabs. Not tabs, mats. Sorry. So you have all these different, okay? But we want to print this. So I'm going to select all those. See, they're all selected because they're dark over here. And I'm going to go down to the bottom. See where my mouse is? I'm going to click Flatten. That's going to flatten them. It puts them all in one layer, right? Okay, so from what we know, if we're doing writing and stuff, we want it to be on here. See, like when we say make it, it's going to print this out, but it's not going to be on our card. So let's cancel that. We want to print out the whole thing. So here, I'm going to do it wrong, okay? I just saw a question. No, you can't use infusible pens directly on the shirt. It's too much ink. Okay. To change the card to print, because that says a cut, she said she wants to print it on there. So I'm going to change that to print right here at the top. So now they're both printed. Let's group them together. See, I move them around. They can go together. Let's click Make It. Okay, that didn't work. It's too separate. Maybe we should attach it. Let's click Attach. Okay, let's click Make It. Oh, that's right? It's not right. You do not attach it. It looks correct when you look at it here, but if it is in two different layers, anytime there are two different layers over here, see, this is one layer where it says flatten. This is one layer where it says square. That's the image there. We're going to back this up. Okay, now we have just the two separate images. Nothing is grouped. Nothing is attached. Although, if it's a card, you need to add the score line. Let's change the size to be equal to the card. And I'm going to select the card and the score line, and I'm going to click Align in Center. Now this we need to attach. I only have the square and the score line selected. I don't have that hand selected, so I'm going to click Attach. So those two are okay to attach. Now we're going to move this to the back. And now if we want this on the card, what we have to do, notice the layers panel, how it is right now. This is going to be the correct way. I have to show you the wrong way because so many people do it the wrong way, and it explains why you're doing it wrong. So we're going to select it all. It's all selected, and we're going, oh, we can't flatten. I did it the wrong way. Okay, we're going to detach this. We have to attach this after we flatten. I haven't done this very often. It's arranged to the back. Okay, so now we're only going to select the hand and the paper, and we're going to flatten down here. Both of them are selected. Watch in the layers panel what happens when I click flatten. It goes to one line. Now we have a score line. It's in the back. So arrange this to the back. Now we're going to select the paper and the score line, and we're going to attach. Now when we hit make it, you really won't know this is correct until it starts to cut. But now it will print out this green page on your printer. Once it's finished with your printer, you put it on the mat, load it into your Cricut, and then it's going to, I don't remember if it's going to score first. It usually scores first, and then it will cut that out. Okay. I have your questions. So Miss Justice says, flatten, attach, and weld. All stop any editing unless we flatten, unattach, or unweld. Right? Yeah, and you cannot unweld unless you just did it. Like, you can't weld and then save your project and then unweld. Once you save it, you cannot unweld. Yeah, it's because you've changed the text from text to an image by editing it, by attaching it and flattening and welding it. It changes it from text. Okay. Lisa on Facebook is asking, what kind of printer do you use for print and cut? Any printer that works with your computer. I do one that has a rear feed because I prefer to print on cardstock. And rear feeds print cardstock better. Yes, you can use pretty much any printer. Betsy's asking, how would you cut out the hand image to use foam squares to put it on without cutting out all the little letters? I wouldn't. If you wanted, I would only use this with vinyl, to be honest. If you wanted this hand, and okay, let's get the hand back. Can I unflatten it? So I have the hand. Right now it's print. So if I want to change this from print, I have to unflatten this again. And now it's all separate. But I can change it up here to no fill. This is not something I would cut unless it was vinyl. You can change this to writing because every single letter is going to cut out separately. Vinyl works in a way that it's easy to transfer the words. Paper does not. I wouldn't do it with paper. That's my answer. Okay, reading chat. Everyone's excited about the new tools. Yes, and people are asking about if you get a notice that Design Space no longer works with Windows 7 and Mac Mac OS 1010, it's because those systems are no longer even supported by Windows or Mac. And things change with technology. I think you can still use it as long as your computer runs with it. And it may be time to upgrade. Tammy Allen's asking if you wanted to make something 3 feet tall, could you do it? Yes. You would have to slice something. Okay. Let me go grab an image real fast. I'll just show you the teeny bits of making something big. If you want it big for a wall, I'm always using the same images. Okay, let's say you wanted this for the wall. We'll just hide this. Don't need a score line. Okay. We are going to size this piece. This is going to be our knife, okay? The square. We're going to size this. If we're making something really big for a wall, I'm going to use my 12 by 24 mat. So the size on that would be 11.5. Wait, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. 23. I do 23.4 and 11.4. It just works better with a teeny bit smaller. So if we want this to be 3 feet, is that 36 inches? Okay, it's huge. We're going to zoom out. So this is how big we want this. And so what we have to do, duplicate this. I have videos on this, many videos on this. Move these over. And we're going to bring this to the front. And we are going to cover a piece. We want to get as much on there as possible. So I'm going to select the green and the item we want to put on our wall and click slice. You can only slice 2 layers at a time. So now we have this. You could make it a stencil too. You could put this on the wall and paint that. And you have 2 layers of this. You know what? I'm backing up. Let's keep this green here so we know where we left off over here. And then we know where to line this up. And we select this and this down here and slice. Did that work? Yeah. I had it behind it. I usually put it in front of it. See, now this piece I'm going to put to the back so I can see that. I'll get rid of that. And we're going to line this up. Let's move this to the back. There. Now we can see it better. That's how we should have done it. Select this piece and the black piece and slice. And you just keep going on until you're done. And put this back so we know where we left off. So that's how you would make it. So you can, if you don't have the 12 by 24 mat, you can do 11.4 by 11.4 and you just have a lot more pieces to cut. If you want it, I have a question. If you want to use this hand, okay, let's zoom back in. Let's bring this hand back. Not you. Not you. The hand. Okay, if you want to change this hand to right, you could totally do that. All you have to do is select it and change it to draw. Now, it did it all one color if you want different colors. And you could use infusible ink pens or any color pens. You click on what you want to change and you can change the color. You can change the pens here. So you could write it that way. If you wanted to deboss it or engrave it, or I wouldn't wave it and I wouldn't do perforated. But you could deboss it. Deboss it makes it looks fat that way, but it turns out pretty good. And then engrave. You could do that. Okay. I'm looking at the chat. Okay, have you guys learned something so far? I know if you guys watch all my videos, you haven't learned anything yet. Barb is saying, I need a new computer to use Design Space. What do you recommend? I recommend going to the recommended settings for Design Space to see the requirements. Let me bring that up. System requirements for Design Space. If you want a Windows, you just go right here. It comes up Windows first. And I also suggest as much as you can afford. This says 4 gigabytes of RAM. I suggest more because you want your computer to last longer. Always get the most you can afford. So it says all that right here. Read all of this information. Here's for Mac. Read all of that. And iOS devices and Android devices. Android does not work on every single Android system. Please read this before purchasing. Oh, we have a question how to do a lacy edge for a card. How do we do that? Let's go to new. Just because we want a clear screen. So let's say we have a card. I've done whole videos on this too. Let's pretend this is the card size. Oh, let's just do it. Width 8.5. I really need to move. So I have all these cords going over my keyboard. Okay. And we want a lacy edge. So let's go into images. Let's search lace. We might not find much here. There's an edge, but there's so many things. We could search doily too. This is pretty. This is from Vintage Wedding. And it's a little too big for us. It's 2 layers. You can change the colors to be whatever you would like. And we're gonna flip it. So we're gonna flip it horizontally because I want it to be, so this will be the front of the card. I think my card size is wrong. something. Oh yeah, it's not 5.5. Let's go back. Okay. So I'm going to make this 5.5. And let's say we want this to be the edge of the card. Trying to think if I want to, where I want the edge of this. Okay, for one thing, we cannot do anything with this because it's 2 layers. We do have to ungroup this, and if we want 2 layers to still be there, we're going to have to do one at a time. I'm going to hide that one. And I'm going to select this both and weld. If this is a card that has anything attached to it, you can't do this. You have to detach everything first. So we're going to weld that. And now we have that. And now let's bring this out, arrange it to the front so we can see it. And we can't weld that to it. I was thinking, I'm like, then weld that to it, but you can't. Oh, but you can just cut it to add that lace to it. Or, let's undo. If you didn't want to do 2 layers, I'm going to wait till it's unwelded. Okay, if you didn't want to do 2 layers, we could hide the green one, bring back this dark purple one, and we could select these and weld these. And that's really intricate. Here's another option. We're going to unweld that. We're going to weld the green one back. I'm going to show you something. Okay, then we're going to bring back this lacy one. And we don't want to cut this out because that's a lot of cutting and it's going to take a lot of time. We can draw it on there. So it will draw that. Draw it with whatever pen color that you're coloring the envelope with. And it gives it just a little bit of a, let me zoom in so you can see it better. See, that would be really pretty. I would use a fine tip pen for something intricate like this. Okay, Deborah Curtis has a question. Is there a video to instruct how to transition your new maker from your old Explorer? Well, there is no transition. Somebody did ask me for the video I was going to do and I was going to show you. There really is no transition. When you get a new machine, this is a great question. Always go up here, new machine setup. Okay, we're going to replace this. Now this is new to a lot of people. I'm going to do an unboxing video and setting up video when I get my new maker. It's supposed to come on Wednesday. We'll see. I might do that on Thursday. If it comes. So if you just got a new maker, you're going to click this. It's going to show you step by step what to do. Continue. If there's firmware, it'll say to do that. There's no firmware. And then it's going to have you cut out this project. And it's going to take you through this tutorial. Okay? It's so easy. Now, let me show you something else. We're going to exit this tutorial. No thanks. Yes. But it takes you step by step. If you already have the maker, okay. I exit tutorial. No thanks. Are you sure? Oh, I clicked the wrong button. I have to click maybe later. Start designing. Okay. I wasn't reading like I say to do. All right. Now you have, this is a new thing with the update. You have to click what machine you're working on. The reason they have this is if I click the Explorer, let's bring a shape out here just to have something on my... PJ asked, do you and your assistant work in Design Space at the same time on different computers? Yes, we do. I have one assistant that cuts things for me sometimes, and we're both cutting on my Design Space at the same time. Look over here. I can't see what you guys see. Okay. I have the Explorer family. Thank you, Ronald. Clicked up here. So if I want to change the line type, I only have the option to cut, draw, and score. I don't have the option to do the embossing and stuff. Now, if I change this to Cricut Maker and select this, then I have cut, draw, score, engrave, deboss, wave, and perforate. So that is the only difference. If you have the Explorer and you're worried about, and you know how to do things with the Explorer, there's no worry on the Maker. The only difference is right here and right here. That's the only difference in the machines. Sandy's asking, why does the software look different than on a PC? I have no idea. It looks the same on all the machines. On PC or computer. It looks different on iPad. I do have some videos for using the iPad. Roman on Facebook is asking, when you do a design on a laptop, can you save it to your laptop? No, you can only save it to the cloud. When you save a project, it just saves it to the cloud for right now. I don't know if that will change or not when offline comes. Okay, I'm looking for questions. On the iPad, is there a button to switch from the Maker to the Explorer? Yes. And I'll show it to you. I'm just going to hold this up because I don't have it hooked to my machine. But I do want to show it to you because it took me a while to find it. I'm like, where is that? I knew at one point, but then I forgot because I don't use my iPad a whole lot. So hopefully you'll be able to see. And I will be able to do it backwards, looking into the computer. I have to see what I'm doing. So here's the iPad. Click your little name at the top, right? And it says that. Hold on. And it says right under the name, I can't see what it says. It says machine selection. So you choose the Maker or the Explorer. Does that help? It's right there. Just click your picture. Thank you, Ronald. He's asking everyone to thumbs up. Yes, offline is coming by the end of the year. Yes, you can use the iPad with the Maker. You can use it with Design Space. You have to download the Design Space app. You cannot use it through the browser in the Maker. Okay. How do you know when you should update your firmware? Should you get a prompt? I don't know. I've never had to update my firmware except for when I first get my machine. But if you have the Easy Press 2, update your firmware. I will be having a video on that, I think Monday. I might do a live video on that, showing you how to update your firmware. Okay, Jason wants to make a card from the Creative Everyday Cartridges, specifically the circle card. Okay. Jason, what is your question about that? I'm going to go bring that up. Hold on just a minute. Let's get rid of that thing in the corner. Images. Cartridges. What was the cartridge? Creative Everyday. Let's just search Creative Everyday Cartridges. Did you have a question, or did I miss his question and just see that? Is this the circle cartridge? I'm going to click it. There you go. So it has the green around it and it shows up at the bottom. Ooh, here's one. This is nice because it's blank and you can add your own. That's cute too. Oh, look at the bees. Congratulations. I'm going to bring this one in too. So this one, they give you a blank one that you can add your own stuff to it. Now, if you want to, and they didn't give you an envelope for this one, but they did for this one that has this on it. You could use the same envelope. If you wanted to write on this, let's say you want to write on the front and back of this card. Of course, you can cut out images and add to them. You can always do that. I'm going to ungroup it. Let's say we want to add text. Let's say it's going to be a happy birthday card. If my fingers knew how to spell. They think they do. They really don't. Okay, we want to write on the card. I'm guessing. Jason, you can tell me what you want to do or what questions you have, but this is a question everyone has. Go under style. You can do this on the iPad. Look at style. We want writing style. So it writes like this. Okay? And I want to curve this to go on there, and my curve option is not lit up. It's because you can only curve one line. Let's get rid of this. So I'm going to take this. I am going to go to Advanced, right next to Curve. Whoops. Click on Advanced and ungroup to lines. So now this is still grouped. I can still edit this line, but not, oh, well, I can this one separately. I can't do them together. So I can curve this. Probably need to make this font smaller too. Let's letter space it. Let's shrink it a little bit. I don't like that curving. Spacing's too close now. Okay, now let's do the same thing with this. Let's curve it the other way. Move it over here. Whoops. Move it over here so we can see it. Let's do the letters closer. Okay. It's hard with this huge mouse thing, but I have this huge mouse arrow for you guys so you can see my mouse when I'm doing these classes. Okay, so now we want it to write on top of this. We have to attach it. We can't attach it to this. We have to move this out of the way, select this, and attach. Now, if we wanted to write something on the inside, we would do the same, or on the outside, we would do the same thing, but we would put it on this side. When you're putting something on the front and on the inside, you want to write on this side of it. So that's how you would do it, because then when this cuts and closes, you would actually glue this to the opposite side inside here. Is that what your question was about? And if you just wanted this one, but you wanted the envelope, you could ungroup all this, select this, and you could just delete that, and then you have this envelope. Does that answer your questions? And Carol is asking, trying to make a tag with a circle and write on it. Can't figure out how. You do it just the way I just did it here. If you want to make a circle tag, are you guys commenting? I'm going to duplicate this. Because is Nightbot working yet? Nightbot should be working. No, Nightbot. I don't know what's wrong with Nightbot. He is not working today. Okay. We're going to have to do something else. All right, let's go back to this. I'm going to make a tag, like a little taggy thing. My brain is thinking. Sometimes it takes longer than others. Hold on. Let's duplicate that. I like to duplicate things before I slice things. Slice in this. I want to make a half circle. Okay. I'm going to make this bigger. Oh, I don't want that big. I'm going to weld this. So it's a circle with the little boop. And we're going to put this, change the color so we can see it, and make it in the front. Thank you, Ronald. And I'm going to slice this. So now look, I have... It kind of looks like one of those exercise things, those balls. And if you want to write on it, you just do the same thing I did over here. I'll detach this. And attach it. There's no need to group when you're doing this. Grouping does not make it right on it. And then always click make it to see if it's writing on it. Now I detached the birthday, so that's why that's not on there. And then I attached it here. Hope that answers your question. Thank you, Joyce. Kathy, I'm not sure about that. I don't know why you wouldn't have gotten it. Cricut is selling aluminum sheets. They will be available at Cricut. I'm not sure when yet, but I know the new tools will be available at Cricut before the end of the month. That means it's really soon. Just saying. Okay. I am going to write down something. We're going to try to do a giveaway. Nightbot is not working. So, Jamie, I'm going to have you guys, it's one word, and this might be too hard. I'm going to have you say a word that has something to do with one of the projects that I have done in the past week. Jamie, I'm messaging you the word. Try to find the first person that says that word. Glenda, I'm going to message you the word too on Facebook. You don't get to win. You won last week. If you see somebody say this word itself, okay, this is going to be fun. This word itself, and if I see, I'm going to watch Facebook too, if you say it on Facebook. If this has to do with one of the projects I have shown more than once in my videos this past week. This word is not a Cricut word. It is not the engraver, embosser. It is not that. Sherry Martin won! I thought I was going to have to give a lot more tips. Oh my gosh, did you read my mind? Hold on, let me see. Jamie saw it first. Okay, stop. It's over. I see more than one winner, and I just want to check. I want to see, I'm scrolling back up to see who said it first. So we have a winner. You guys are smarter than I thought. Like, I truly thought that it would be harder than this. Oh, no, I'm scrolling up and seeing somebody different than what Jamie saw, probably because it goes too fast. So I'm scrolling to make sure, because I said the first person to say it. I didn't think it would be that easy. Okay, it looks like I'm going back to the first person. Sorry, this is taking long. I just want to make sure. Colleen Callanan. The word was elephant. I wrote it down. Where are you guys? I can't see what you see. Sorry. I wrote down the word on the elephant. I didn't think, a lot of people said elephant. This is the elephant that I engraved, the mandala elephant. And then watercolored over it. Isn't that cute? So I showed this in more than one video this week. So Colleen Callanan, email me at melodylanedesigns@gmail.com with where you want your money. You can do PayPal or a gift card or something. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to do peacock. I knew people would guess peacock. So that was fun. I should do that more. Should I do that more often? I thought it was fun. No, Colleen was in the YouTube chat. I scrolled up. Colleen was before somebody thought Sherry had won. I wanted to double check. Should I do more contests like that? I like it. Colleen, if you're on Facebook, you can try to message me too, but sometimes I don't always get messages. Yeah, it wasn't a Cricut word. It has to do with my videos, but it wasn't a Cricut word. Will the access and your code... Access is always available for discount. My code sometimes doesn't work on new things. It didn't work on the knife blade when it first came out, and I'm not sure. Yeah, it was more fun than Nightbot. I think so too. So I'm glad Nightbot wasn't working. So maybe I'll ask questions about my past videos for that week. So you have to watch my videos for the week to maybe learn to what the answer will be. Maybe I should up it from 15 and when I do that. Oh, Kathy, that's sweet. Yes, I will do more videos using the engraving tool. Let me show you something else. Somebody in my group today shared a bone that they engraved for a dog tag. And she got them from Amazon. Oh, and I found them on Amazon. Here's on YouTube. I'm sharing the link on Amazon to these bone tags. They're metal tags. And they're anodized aluminum, the same thing that the Cricut says to use on a blank. So let's go over to Design Space. Let's start new. Okay. If you have those bones, you're not going to know. It's not going to be in Design Space. Does it say the size of the bones? Let me see if I can get a detailed. Yes. Product dimensions. Okay, let's go. Maybe I'll even save this for those bone tags. So we're going to make a rectangle the same dimensions of the bone. It has 3 dimensions. The width is probably 1.6 and the height 1.2. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, 1.2. So this is the size of the bone. It's like in here, but then it has, this is all we need to know the size. And what we want to write on this. So let's make this, let's make it a gray color because it's metal. Oh, the little thing up here, let me look at those again. Oh, no, that's even with the top. It doesn't have anything extra. So this is not the dimensions that we want to write on. We would want to write a little bit lower. I'm not sure of the dimensions for the middle part. We will have to test that. I guess I should order these. Ordering right now. Sometimes I think I order things and then I forget to order. That's why I'm ordering right now. Place your order. There's $6.99 for 10 of them. It's crazy. Cheap, I think. So if you mess up on the first one, you got 9 more. So we're going to write on here, and I'm going to write Cody because he's my doggy. And we're going to choose writing style. And that's way too big. So we can see better. I'm zooming in, out. Now that's probably too big. You could add a phone number here. Or an address if you want, or an email address sometimes people put on there now. And I want to center this. We're just going to see. Now, if I was going to do an email or a phone number underneath here, I'd rise that up a little bit. And, all right, let's go ahead. Let's duplicate this. And we're going to double click it. And I'm not putting my real phone number. I guess I should do like they do on TV, 555 1 2 3 4. I'll give you guys my address, just not my phone number. Now I'm going to attach these two together, and then I'm going to center. Okay, so now I have to attach them. Did I attach them? I didn't. I have to select it all and attach. So now I'm going to do a video on this. I already thought about it. Now you have to center the tag on the mat. So you write right on the tag. Now I will test this first before I do a video. What I was thinking of to do to make sure you get this in the right spot, do you see here, there's a 1/4 of an inch from the edge. So you're going to want to put this a 1/4 of an inch from the edge here. Put down the edge of your bone at the top, put down the top of the bone at the 1/4 of an inch mark. So now, so you know where the 1/4 of an inch mark is, because you might not be able to see on it. Here's my idea. Oh, wait, I forgot. You don't want to cut the square. We don't want to cut this. Change it to draw But don't put a pen in because you don't want to write on your thing. You don't put a pen in, okay? And then your machine will just go around in that square without touching the mat, and that's what we want. So I'm going to click make it. What I would do first, hold on. I was just thinking all this in bed today. I'm going to duplicate this. Detach. Get rid of this. We want this to write first. So actually, I'm just going to hide this first. We want this to go, and no paper, no metal, nothing on your mat, and let it draw on top of your mat. So you know where to put the metal thing. You're going to write on your mat with a marker. So no paper, nothing. You just want this little square on your mat. You might want to save that mat. I would use a purple mat because when you put your piece of your blank down, your little name tag, you want to tape it down also. And you want it on the purple mat. So just write on your mat so you know where to put it. And, what you could do if you're going to do more than one at a time, you could write on 2 spots so you'll know where to put 2 of them if you're doing 2 of them at the same time. And just keep that mat for these projects. Does that make sense? Hold on. Let me go back. Okay, Jamie just told me the height in the center of those is a 1/2 inch. So you only want to have this. Oh, wait, let's detach. This may be a little too big. You only want that to be a 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to take these away. And it made it a 1/2 inch there. Let me center again just to make sure. And attach. So if you want, you just have to make sure your writing is a 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm going to go back up, read your chat. Snap mat you could do too. I don't always trust snap mat. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to write right on my mat. Oh yeah, Sheila says put the chip number on the back. So once you do this, you could put the chip number on the back instead of a phone number or something. That's a great idea, Sheila. I forgot about that because they can look up the chip number to find out where the dog belongs. The bone will not stick over the side of the mat, Kathy, because this box is as big as the outside of the bone. You would put the edge of the bone where this box is here on your mat. So you would put the edge of the bone right here and the top of the bone right here where the line would be if you drew this on your mat. This is not the writing area. The writing area is only a 1/2 inch. So this is the area for the whole bone. Snap Mat is a feature on the iPad that takes a picture of your mat so you can do placement. I really don't use it. I do have a video on it. If you search on YouTube, Melody Lane Snap Mat, you will find that video. Pops right up. Oh, Joan, yes. Sorry, guys. We don't want to draw on the mat. We want to engrave. I just wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking about sizing and how to go. So we would switch these to engrave. And you can't see the difference from draw to engrave, but you can check over here, make sure it's engraving. I want to draw the very first one here. Well, I want to have the square draw too, but when I do the engraving, I'm not going to put the pen in. So it will only engrave this. But I want to draw on my mat first, and hopefully I don't have to draw on my mat again. It would just be the first time. I'm going to save this, and hopefully I remember to change that phone number. I'm going to call it Bone Dog Tag. Okay. Do we have questions? Yes, Belinda says she clicked on my Amazon on link but found colored bones. Do you still get credit? I get credit from anything you purchase through the Amazon link. If you click on my Amazon link, I do get a small commission for anything you purchase. You could purchase underwear if you want, and I would get credit. If I don't know. They probably sell underwear. I don't know. I don't buy my underwear from Amazon. Yes, you could use a bone in Design Space and resize also. I don't know. Let's check. Bone. See, I don't know that this bone would be the same. It looks like it's a little bit different shape. That's why I said just use the square for the dimensions. And then, thank you, Jamie. She said the middle part is a 1/2 inch. I don't know yet because I don't have those. So that's why I say just a square, because they might not already. Oh, yeah. Somebody asked if there's a search by material. There is not here. There is search here. You can search by ownership, the type of image, and if it has layers. You can go up here, click on home, and you can search projects. They have, here's like cards, infusible ink projects, iron-on, the new maker tools. Look at this engraving. They didn't make the box. They just made the engraving. This is perforated. This is engraved. Look at all these fun projects. Okay, and then new materials. I love this one. So pretty. Did you guys see the new mosaic? If you haven't, you missed my video. This stuff. Oh, I forgot to tell you, it's the last day of the sale. 50% off this new mosaic iron-on. Am I yelling? I don't mean to yell at you, but it's the last day. It's probably the last day until like Black Friday or something. I don't know, but that's crazy cheap. You can go up. Oh wait, where's projects? Oh, see, view all ready to make projects. And you can search, does it have buy materials here? I don't think it does. It has different, it has infusible ink. Okay. I have engraved this little guy here. Let me show you. I'm going to sneeze. I engraved the squirrel onto this copper. And people keep asking me, I got to look up. I don't know what this copper is. I ordered it a long time ago. Got it from Amazon. You see? And it's really not the best copper because it has like, it was kind of scratched up and stuff. But that's engraved. There's nothing really to show you about the engraving. You just click the line type engrave and that's what it does. Oh, Donna says, could you trace the bone and bring it into DS? Yes, you could trace the bone, take a picture of it, and upload it to Design Space. And then you make sure it's the correct size. Doesn't always come in the correct size. And then you could do that. Cindy, I engraved watercolor paper yesterday. You can see all the detail, not the coloring, that was me trying out some new watercolors. But see that's engraved. Oh, and this picture, this is embossed if you haven't seen this. This is brushed paper. Oh, look at the blank templates. Do we have those? Templates. I don't use templates. Wonder what that. Those are basics. That's a belt. I was thinking dog tag. Dog sweater. I don't trust that these are correct sizing. I just measure my project that I'm working on. I didn't see the dog tag there, but they should add that, shouldn't they? Oh, Lynn Loves Chalk Chat says, I've used soda cans and engraved and embossed on them. You can cut soda cans on your Cricut. Even the Explorer Air or Explorer machine. You can cut soda cans. You have to flatten them out. You can't stick a can in there. It has to be empty and flat. Yeah, the brush paper is 50% off right now. It's the last day of the sale. Okay, guys, I think we're done for the day. Where do you get the bones? Sheila, I shared a link for the bones. Oh, and yes, you want to use the purple mat for using metal and stuff. I do know the Illinois counties. All right, guys. Thank you for coming. I'm gonna have videos on Monday and Tuesday and Thursday next week. I have giveaways next week. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel because there's giveaways with an S next week. I might be live more than one time on Monday. Lots of things happening. Love you guys. Thanks for watching to the end. I appreciate it. And you get these little secrets that there's giveaways next week. More than one. All right, guys. Love you, and I will see you all Monday